Lou Merilles here, and I'm with Elijah, and I'm just driving him to school now. And right after this, I'm going to play some basketball. And for today's video, I'm going to talk about my Anger Soul project. You know, what happened to that project? Did I made some money in that project? Did I lose some money in that project? What went on about that project? All right, so like I said before that, I'm going to play ball, and we just arrived at Elijah's school. So say bye to Elijah. Bye, Kuya. Love you. By the way, guys, it's snowing here again in Winnipeg. Just finished playing ball. What's up, guys? So I'm finally here at my Anger Soul property. Like I said in the beginning, I'm going to talk to you guys about what happened to this deal. But first of all, if you guys are new to my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. It will help me a lot. If you guys want to see anything else besides houses, if you guys want to learn how to do wholesaling, flipping real estate, and burst strategy, please comment down below what kind of content that you guys want to see. So guys, I acquired this property this year in April. I got this on a private seller that wanted to sell the house. They bought a new home, so they didn't have a use for this house. They didn't want to rent it out, so they decided to call me. They got one of my flyer. They called me and they said, come and buy our house. You know, I came down here, checked it out, find out what was the motivation of the seller, why they want to sell the house. We ended up agreeing to a price and terms that they like, and they sold me the house. Now, one of the biggest mistakes I made when buying this house was I did not check the electrical wiring, meaning there was knob and tube still on the main floor, but the owner rewired the basement and connected the new electrical wirings to the new electrical panel, but they did not rewire the upstairs, which is the main floor. And so when we were doing our demo, we found out that there was knob and tube in the main floor. So that increases our renovation about $8,000 to $10,000. That wasn't expected. One of the biggest lessons that I've learned, you know, if you're unsure, bring your electrician, bring your contractor, bring your partner, whoever that, if you need an answer from, like I said, electrician or your contractor that knows better than you should bring them, or your coach. If you're on a program that you have a coach that's helping you buy your real estate or your properties, bring them and let them check out the properties. Now, I've been doing real estate for 2 years. The reason why I did not bring my electrician, because the seller didn't want to bring other people here. I only brought my contractor, and they had a staple ceiling that, you know, it's hard to take it off unless you really rip off the ceiling in the basement. And I didn't want to do that until I got the house. So like I said, when we did our demo, that's when we found out there was knob and tube. But that was a learning curve. Also, another mistake was budgeting the renovation. I made a lot of changes in this project, and you know, my contractor wasn't happy with me because I was making changes left, right, and center on them, which has cost me a little bit more money than, you know, I anticipated. I was only supposed to do a $60,000 renovation, but it went up to $84,000. $24,000 over budget on my renovation, which is a big mistake. Also, what happened with the market in the summertime, interest rate went up, the market went slow. So by the time we listed this property, there wasn't enough buyers that are buying. We passed the hot market, and that's what happened. You can't really time real estate and the market, because it could happen like this. It could happen very, very quick. It changes very fast. One more mistake was a subcontractor did some floor cement on the basement, and he didn't cover the floor drain properly. So when spring hits, the snow that melted backed up inside the basement, inside the house, and it flooded the basement a couple of times because of not covering the floor drain properly. So there was cement that went inside the floor drain and blocked the drain. The water couldn't go outside, so it stayed inside the house. Now that delayed us for almost a month and a half, just battling that. I think it was 3 weeks, but we couldn't do anything in the basement until that is solved. We couldn't put any flooring, we couldn't finish painting and baseboards until that problem is solved. Make sure you check on your subcontractors that your contractors are hiring. Make sure they're good. Make sure you check them out every single day when you have a project, because sometimes people don't care. They really don't care. So what ended up happening with this project is it sit in the market for 60 days, and we had an offer that was way below what I was asking. That didn't work out. What I ended up doing with this one is I did a refinance. So essentially, I went to the bank and say, hey, I did some renovation to this house. What is the new value of this house? So I could pay off my private lenders, my investors. Luckily, they gave me a lower refinance value than I anticipated, because they're looking at the market at the same time, right? If the market went down a little bit, they're gonna go for that comparables. They can't go like last year comparables. They're only looking at 3 months comparables, because we did the refinance a couple weeks ago. So it's now December, so they're looking at around September, maybe August comparables. They saw that it should have been around 350 comparables. Now it's around 300 to 80, right? But it still worked out because I was able to pull out money from the refinance and pay off my lenders. And now we got to keep the house, and either we rent it out to a long-term tenant, or we do a rent to own with this house, or Airbnb. I'm considering doing an Airbnb on this one because this property actually has nice finishes, and I like it because it's closer to the mall, it's close to the airport, it's close to the downtown, it's close to a hospital. So there's so many amenities around this property. So the main thing is, don't give up. Things don't go well sometimes. I mean, most of the times when you're doing a flip, and that's why my main business is wholesaling. I do flips here and there, but it just didn't work out, and I wasn't ready to take a loss because of what I invested in this property. And so I decided to just do a refinance out and pay up my lender and keep the house. We're hoping to get a long-term tenant, so we could have a consistent monthly income on that property. I hope you guys learned some of the mistake that I made on this property, and watch out for those contractors. And also watch out when you guys are doing your walkthrough, when you guys are buying your projects. Make sure you do a proper due diligence, because if you don't, you're gonna end up the same way as I did. Unforeseen mistake that cost me $10,000. If you guys like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.